My dear children, welcome to my YouTube channel, Dinesh ARASU'S Social Science Study Room. With that, let us get into our first chapter. This video is for grade 8 and chapter 1, natural resources and their uses. Resources and their uses. Natural resources. Before we get into this chapter, we should know what is resources. What is a resource? I will explain you what is a resource. At the same time, there are few more points I want to add, and their uses. My dear children, resources are nothing but the gift, the treasure from the nature. The water, the air we breathe, the forest, all the naturally existing raw materials that we use are called the resource. Before we jump into this chapter, there are two words that you should understand. Without understanding these two words, no point in learning this chapter. First, sustainability. What? Sustainability. Hope my spelling is correct. If not, comment in the mistakes and correct me. I am ready to learn. Though I am a teacher, I cannot teach you without learning. And what is the next word? Judicious. Judicious. Hope I got the spelling also correct. First, sustainability. Sustainability means using the resources without harming the nature, using the available raw materials, the treasure from the nature without affecting the environment. That is sustainability. And what is judicious? Judicious means making right and wise choices. What do you mean by wise choices? Wise choices means sensible choices. Use your brain and make proper choices. Our choices should not affect others in a bad way. Anyways, let us jump into this chapter. Jump. Yes. Okay. Yes, mic is working. Resources. So, whatever gift nature has given us, those are called resources. Also, nature has two kinds of resources: living things and non-living things. For example, living things, if you take trees, fish in the pond, water has oxygen and water has organisms. Let me stick to trees. How do we use the trees? I said resources or the nature's gift used by human beings, right? So we take a tree for example and cut the tree, and what we make? We make furniture, we make doors, we also make pencil. This is just an example from the book. With this introduction, let us dive deep into the chapter, and the first topic we are going to say is when nature becomes a resource. Very simple. Nature becomes a resource when it is useful for us, when it satisfies our needs. When Maggi noodles is useful, when you are hungry, when you eat it, it is satisfying your need. The same way, nature becomes resources when it satisfies our needs. Let us jump into the next topic. So children, you are back again. Hope you got a look about the previous slide, what all we are going to cover this chapter. Please stay with me. If you have any doubts, comment. Now let us jump further into the categories of natural resources. Categories means types of natural resources. Anyways, how do we categorize them? Based on their usage, based on their utility. Utility means the way we use them. How we use them? We use resources based on three factors. What are those three factors? First, for survival. Survival means to live in this world. How do we live? We breathe. To breathe, we need air. To eat, we need food. And where the food comes from? From crops, natural resources, fruits, trees, and water. Water is one important natural resource. We cannot survive without water. What is the second category? To create things. Okay, I don't want to write anything. I want to use this for next set of categories. So first survival, next to create things. What do we create? We create buildings, we create automobiles, we create lot of stuff. We are creators. God created us, nature created us, and we start creating more things. To create our products, we depend on nature. Simple example, how do we construct house? We break the mountain, take the bricks. We take the sand, make bricks. How do we write on a paper? Cut the trees, make paper. Cut the trees, make pencil. How do we make steel? Do you know how do we make steel? Here it is, coal. We dig the earth, we mine, we take the coal. And you know what is the coal is used for? Basic uses of coal to make steel and cement. I figured out just now. Use Google and see what other uses of coals are there. Of course, there is a famous quote: when you burn like a coal, you become diamond. Anyways, and what is the third category? Energy. Energy matters. So first survival, to create things, and third is the energy. What kind of energy I am talking about here? What resource are we using through energy? Sunlight, water. Through sunlight, we ourselves get energy, but actually using our skills, using our human knowledge, using technology, we create sunlight. We don't create sunlight. That is nature's gift. We use this sunlight and create solar panels, solar energy, thermal energy, and water again. Other than irrigation, other than drinking, other than other products with water, we can use hydroelectricity, the dams, the falls. Wherever water is flowing, even from the sea, we can make tidal energy and produce electricity. And what else? Turbines, wind turbines. Wind is another natural resource. With this wind, we can generate electricity. Turbines, you know turbines, right? We all remember turbines. Anyways, based on these three categories, resources are furthermore classified. Okay, so first, the utilities of the natural resources. First utility, for survival. The air we breathe, the water we drink, the land we live, the soil, all these are for survival. Second, to create things. The mountains, the stones, the coal, the wood. We create furniture from the wood. And third, energy. Yes. Get the energy from the sun, they say. Get the energy from the universe, they say. And we are literally using the energy from the universe to produce electricity and solar energy, and there are several other. Let me not drag over this. With this understanding, let us get into two important resources, and they are called renewable and non-renewable. What is renewable? Renewable resources. Okay. First, let us talk about renewable resources. Renew. Okay. RESOURCES. Okay. Renewable. Renew, which means make again, restore again, create again. Okay, that is called renewable. Anyways, let me take my duster and erase it. It will take 2 minutes to erase in this duster. Anyways, that was not 2 minutes. I was fast. Renewable resources means first you should understand resources that are easily restored and recreated and reused. Easily recreated and reproduced or recreated. Let me call reproduced. And one more important thing about renewable resources are they are easily available. Easily available, and the book says spread widely, which means available all around the world. Oh, the board is shaking nicely. Do not shake. I can shake, the board cannot shake. Around the world. Instead of using the word spread across widely, I am using renewable resources are easily available all around the world. Of course, water is available everywhere, soil is available everywhere, mountains are available everywhere. Just because it is available everywhere, we cannot exploit in the sense using too much and destroying the resources. Keep that in mind. We cannot exploit and destroy or deplete. Deplete means making it go bad. We should not take advantage of the renewable resources. Okay, so use wisely, use judiciously. In the beginning of the video I said judicious, so use proper sense and use wisely. Use renewable resources. I simply want to call resources as raw materials. Resources. That R is not coming out of my mouth anyways. Use renewable resources judiciously and judiciously, COUS, and carefully. All same meanings. Just because it is available in plenty, we cannot exploit them. For example, water. Best renewable resources are water and forest. Water, forest. What happens when you use too much water? Water gets dried and then you have to wait for rain to come. So use wisely. So, and even forest. Do you think if you cut forest, the tree will grow immediately tomorrow? The tree will say, hey, yesterday I cut me, I am here today. No way. It's not possible. Trees, plants and waters are extremely easily available resources, but we humans are exploiting them. And because of this exploitation, what happens? Even in India, we have lost the fertility, the power of the soil. We cannot do proper irrigation at some places of this country. Why? Too much exploitation. What kind of exploitation? We cut too much trees. When you cut too much trees, what happens? The soil will lose its strength. So the upper soil will go away, pass away. It will get eroded. And what happens? Silting happens. What silting? I am using the wrong word. Let me check the book. No, I am right. It's not silt up. It's called silting only. Silting means the upper soil gets adulterated. It gets mixed with several other tiny particles, and all the minerals, all the rich resources in the upper soil, upper layer of soil, or get depleted. Depleted means getting destroyed. So use renewable resources wisely. Use what? For example, water and forest. Difficult. They are difficult to replenish. Replenish means reproduce easily. Okay, am I right? So children, this chapter is very simple. Don't get confused. It's very easy. Let me stay here and take a look at this mind map. If it is not visible properly, I will try to generate an image out of this. With this understanding, let us go further into this chapter. Next, non-renewable resources. Right now it is renewable resources. Next, what is non-renewable resources? Non-renewable resources are resources that cannot be easily reproduced or actually cannot be reproduced. And what are those? We will see. Alright children, let us get into non-renewable resources. Before that, I paused the video, I checked the recording, I came to know my handwriting on the board was pathetic, especially the mind map. I am sorry for that. Let me fix my handwriting, make the mind map beautiful, make this lesson beautiful, make you beautiful people understand this lesson beautifully. Okay? Non-renewable resources. So, what are non-renewable resources? Non-renewable resources are resources that are not available easily. Also, they cannot be reproduced. Once you utilize them, they are gone. Not available easily, cannot be reproduced. Also, it is not available everywhere. Okay. Non-renewable resources are not available everywhere. It is only available in limited areas and they are unevenly distributed. Unevenly distributed in the sense water or forest or sand, they are evenly distributed everywhere. Whereas non-renewable resources are unevenly distributed on the earth. Also, one important thing, they are available only in limited quantities. Available in limited quantities, not like the mountain or sand or water. Okay, but what are actually non-renewable resources? Very good. The minerals. The costly items, petrol. Once you fill your bike with petrol, does the petrol automatically generate inside the petrol tank? No, you have to go again and refill again. You are using fresh petrol. You are not reusing petrol. You are using fresh petrol every time. That is why it is non-renewable. You cannot reuse again. Best example is petrol. Other than petrol, coal. The minerals that we get under the earth. Even copper we get under the earth. Gold we get under the earth. Once you buy gold, you preserve it forever. Once you lose it, you lose it. You lose the money. And what happens with copper? Only copper and few metals can be reproduced as different materials. It cannot be reproduced in the sense it can be reused. Okay, recycled. Metals and copper can be recycled, but still they are very difficult to access and cannot be renewable so easily. Listen to my words. They can be reused as some other objects, but not exactly the same source how you got it. Okay, for example, copper you take from the earth, mineral ore, the gold ore, the petroleum. Okay, now let us stick to the copper. Once you take copper, what you can do with this? You make some object. And once that object destroys, what you can do? Can you make pure copper again? No, you will recycle it into something else, some other object, some other metal. Same with iron. Once you get iron from the under the earth, what happens? You make some structure out of it. You make iron steel, you make iron metal, you make some iron object. And you use it for a long time, and once you keep it, let it go rusted, can you recreate the iron? No, you have to dig again and search for it again. Same goes with coal and petroleum. Once you use coal and petroleum, you cannot reproduce it. So the best examples of non-renewable resources are minerals, coals, iron ore, copper, and even gold ores. You cannot recreate gold. Once you use it, it's done, that's all. You have to find new gold again. What is here? Ore. I have mentioned iron ore, copper, gold, ores. What is an ore? So, to make some metals, to make some objects, we have to use multiple resources and use technology and recreate it. With this, let us jump to another important topic. Anyways, here is the proper printout or soft copy of the non-renewable resources mind map. Copy it or look at it and understand. Okay children, I have written unequal distribution of resources and its implications. What do you mean by implications? Implications means nothing but consequences or effects. When you do something, there are consequences. When you hurt somebody, there are consequences. When you disrespect someone, there are consequences. There are effects, there are implications. Now, I have written pages 7 to 10. So, which textbook am I following? No, I am not following NCERT textbook. I am following Macmillan Publications Footprints. I repeat, Macmillan Publications Footprints, grade 8, part 1. Anyways, let us go to unequal distribution of resources and implications. What do you mean by unequal distribution of resources? Look at this 5 fingers. Are they equal? No, they are unequal. In the same way, the resources are not spread equally in equal amount in every country. No, no way, sir. No. The resources are limited to certain countries, certain regions, certain places. Whatever resource you might find in India, you might not find in Sri Lanka or Africa or USA. At the same time, whatever resources you might find in USA or China, those resources we may not find here, okay? But thanks to globalization is the process of opening markets, opening shops for every country, for every business people. Anyways, that is a topic for a different time. So, when the resources are not equally distributed, you know what happens? First thing, economic activity differs. Economic activity differs when resources are unequally distributed. And what else happens? The social life of people differs. And what else happens? The livelihood. How people earn, that is livelihood. What people do for earning, that differs. How it differs? How can a resource impact all this? Of course, for example, let us take the Arabian countries, the Saudi Arabian countries, they have petrol. Do India has petrol? No. Does Pakistan has petrol? No. Does USA has petrol? No. Does China has petrol? No. What resources these countries have? We have several other resources. India has lot of plains, India has lot of agricultural lands, and we export agricultural goods. In the same way, we don't have petrol, so we are importing petrol from other countries. For example, even USA and China have several resources with them. Also, they have wonderful technology where they can make use of those resources and make new products. Whereas Africa, poor Africa has resources, but they have been used, they have been utilized. Now, once Africa was the Pandora box of this earth. Pandora box means there was everything, like the Amazon forest. Today, unfortunately, Africa is going through pandemic, going through drought conditions, going through famine. Why? Other countries utilized and sucked all the resources from Africa. This is one example of unequal distribution of resources. Since other countries did not have the resources that was in Africa, other countries utilized those resources, and today Africa is suffering. Now China and America, I said, they have advanced technologies and they use good resources, right? They use they use their resources in a wise way. Now, what are the implications? I actually said whatever resources are available in your area, based on that your lifestyle will differ, your social status will differ, your economic activities will differ. Am I right? The same way, for example, let us take a food street. A food street is a place where all the foods are available. Now what happens? Everyone will go there and eat food. But can you find a stationery shop in the food street? Can you find pen, pencil, blackboard, whiteboard, all this? Can you find a mobile repair shop in a food street? No. This is one example of unequal distribution of resources. Okay. So stationery shop is in different place. Mobile shop is in different place, and food place is in a different place. So what happens? We exchange our resources, we exchange our products, we exchange raw materials, we exchange the goods, and so trade happens. Because of this trade, economic activity develops, but it is not same every time. Sometimes when there is no proper resources, sometimes when there is no proper distribution of resources, it's unfortunate people fight. Let me stick to that word called unequal distribution of resources. Best example that the textbook gives are in USA, China using the resources, and Africa not able to use the resources properly because of no advanced technology. And here comes the power game. India is sharing Indus River with Pakistan. Imagine the political battle. There is an understanding, there is a mutual understanding between both the governments, so the water is equally being shared. Same goes with Brahmaputra. Some resources are spread across different countries. Okay, Brahmaputra river is spread across India, China, and even Bangladesh. Imagine 3 countries sharing the same resource. It is difficult. So what we do, the governments will sit, talk together and make deals. So they will share the resources properly. But sometimes it doesn't go the same way. Sometimes there will be conflict, sometimes there will be war, sometimes there will be fight. If any conflict happens between India and Pakistan, you know what happens first? They try to stop the Indus River. We are generous. We don't do that often. We threaten them. If you attack us, if you disturb us, we will stop the water that you are giving you. Same way goes with China, Bangladesh, and India. Regarding Brahmaputra river, we have a mutual understanding. Now another best example is inside India, Kaveri river. The Kaveri river is starting in Karnataka and entering Tamil Nadu. There has been a long conflict. Its actual starting point is somewhere near Konkani or Goa, somewhere it is. I might be wrong, please correct me in the comments. Where is the resource of the Kaveri water, where it is starting? Okay, now because this Kaveri river is spread across 2 states, there has been constant conflict about the water sharing, about the river sharing between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Anyways, that's a topic for some other day, some other time. So, with this lecture, I want to tell you about the implications, the small simple mind maps, implications of unequal distribution of resources. Implications. So, implications means the effects. So what are the effects? Affects the social, economic and livelihood. Livelihood means how you earn money for your living. livelihood activities. It affects the activities. And what else? Unequal distribution of wealth or power game. Power game comes into play. Power, we will call it as power over resources by different countries or sometimes within the countries. Okay. I spoke too much, I think. Huh? We still have so much to cover. I am talking too much. And now, power over resources by different countries. Also, what happens because of this? Fight, war happens. War over resources. It's like who is going to take ownership of the raw materials? Best example, petrol. War over resources. Example, petrol. Present in PRESENT. Present in Arab nations, but not everywhere. Not available everywhere. All over the world. Especially non-renewable resources or fossil fuels. Okay, I left out that part while teaching non-renewable resources. Petrol is a non-renewable resource obtained. Obtained means created by fossil fuels. What is a fossil fuels? Old remains of animals and plants underneath the earth that were formed or decayed during the geological process. What is a geological process? The time period during when the earth was formed. When the earth was formed, there was so much fire, and because of that fire, underneath the earth we have lot of coal present and also fossil fuel present. The fire destroyed so many raw materials present on the earth. Today, those fuels, fossil items are used as resources. Mainly petrol. Petrol is a form of fossil fuel. Okay, even coal is also a fossil fuel. And what is the fossil fuels? The old remains that are underneath the earth of the old remains of plants and animals underneath the earth. Let me close here. Here is the proper representation of the mind map. Children, never ever get confused. This is easy. I might be talking too much. I am sorry for talking too much, but listen to my words. Also refer your book. The book we are using here is Macmillan Publications, Footprints, Grade 8, Part 1. If you ever feel bored, stop the video, go play, eat something, watch something else, or close your eyes and breathe and come back. Never give up. Alright children, now the book talks about challenges of resource management. It's in page number 11. What challenges? Along with the challenges comes a curse. Curse children, C-U-R-S-E, curse. And what is a curse by the way? It says natural resource curse, or in simple terms, resource management challenge. It simply means some people have lot of natural resources, but they are unable to use the resources properly. Why this challenge occurs? But keep in mind, along with challenges comes opportunities. It is true. Now, why there are challenges? Why some countries that are rich with natural resources cannot be so rich like Africa? Reason, first point, there is no proper planning about how to use the resources. Second, no proper economic funds, to use the technology, no use of technology to utilize the resources. Third, there is conflict between the government and the people. Sometimes the people will not cooperate with the government, and sometimes the government will not meet the requirements of people but simply will ask for the resources. With these challenges, there are opportunities. What are the opportunities in utilizing the resources? First of all, we should accumulate a plan to include everyone, to include all the factors, the positive factors, and make these resources available for everyone present in this country, to grow the social, economical and political and all sectors of people's life. Also, it is an opportunity to protect the environment. In the way, you cannot use every resource. At the same time, you have to protect the environment by using the resources properly. Now, when you look at your textbook, page number 12, there is a topic called using natural resources in a balanced way. I have just redesigned the title and I am calling it as smart use of natural resources. So why we are talking about the balanced and smart use of natural resources? Because we have to protect the resources. And if you are waiting for my explanation, what key ideas I am going to share, here is the mind map for you to go through this smart ways. I want you people to go take a look into this mind map, go through each and every box. Instead of me talking, pause this video, take a look at this mind map and understand why it is essential, what are rules we can follow, what techniques we can follow so that we can preserve this wonderful world and resources and pass these resources for the future use. Alright, there are certain topics I did not teach here. I want you people to make some effort and read the topics by yourself. First, page number 1, let us talk about Chipko movement and Mr. Sundarlal Bahuguna. Chipko movement. Chipko in the sense hugging. Chipko is a Hindi word. So, sometime back in one northern state, when the government ordered to chop trees, the people of the village came together and started hugging trees to stop them from cutting the trees. This became the Chipko movement, and Mr. Sundarlal Bahuguna started spreading this activity across multiple states. Also, his motto is ecology is the permanent economy. What do you mean by ecology? Ecology is nothing but living in harmony with the surroundings. Okay, respecting the surroundings. Living organisms' relationship with the surroundings is called ecology. So, ecology is the permanent economy. It means you can permanently live safe and peacefully and happily if you take care of your surroundings. Now, some topics I have skipped. Why? Because I want you to take care. Here are the topics. So read these words to know. Okay, this is page number 3. Read these words to know. And look at this page number 4. Did you know? Please read this and gain some knowledge, and read these words to know at page number 5. Next, page number 6. Geography in depth. Please read this content in the box and understand why it is given. The same page number 6. There are certain questions given for your understanding. Try to find the answers. Discuss among yourself. Let us go to page number 7. We have GeoConnect. Geocorrect is very important. Please go through and understand what they want to tell us. Next, there are several geoconnects. Page number 8. Read these words to know. Look at this map. This map is essential. It will give you a basic idea about what minerals are present at which region in this country. And next, once again, we have skill builder box in page number 10. Try to find the answers for this. Do your research. Use your time wisely and try to find these answers. And let us go to geocorrect in page number 11. Read this, understand the importance of this particular topic. And next, be a geographer. Go to page number 12 and understand what are human resources. Moving on to page number 13, you have did you know. Try to solve this. Plant a tree today, okay? And then here comes the most important pages which I did not even teach. Pages number 14, 15, 16 and 17. Why I did not teach anything? I want you people to read, understand, gain some knowledge, think about it, do your analysis by yourself and get ready for the exam. Please go through the book or read these pages, try to understand. If you don't understand, comment. Thank you. Now, here is the pre-climax. In the sense, before we actually close, let us prepare this chapter for exam. In the point of exam, what kind of questions to expect, how to answer. Always keep in mind, try to write the answers as points, individual points or mind map. Write the answers in mind map. That is easy for you, easy for the teachers, the examiners to correct. Anyways, I have prepared a set of questions for your revision. Okay, it has MCQs 3 marks and 5 marks. Here we go. First set of questions, these are MCQs, each carries 1 mark. There are 3 questions, try to figure out the answer. It's simple, just think. Next, identify the correct statement. This also carries 1 mark each. Next comes very important, 3 marks. The rule here is to answer the questions in mind map. As you can see, the questions appear as a statement, which means these are competency based questions, which means you have to use your thinking skills, analytical things, reasoning skills. Okay, analytical skills, thinking skills, reasoning skills, and draw a mind map and write the answer. If you want to write the answers as points, well and good, you can write as points. Next, 5 more questions. I have 3 more or 2 more. So here are the questions. Try to find out the answers yourself. It will be easy for the exam. Okay, so go through the video, go through the textbook, think, analyze, write the answers. If you want to know if your answer is correct, in the description below I have added a PDF. That PDF contains all the answers, but you should use that PDF only for your reference. Also, that PDF does not contain answer for the final 5 more question. Okay, it has answer for every other questions. You put an effort, put your effort, use your skills, use your focus skill and write the answer for the final question by yourself. Anyways children, all the best.